All right, Shalom. I want to give all praises to Yahweh, Ba'ashem Yahushai, Ba'ashem Rakakadash. Double honors to the apostles and the elders of Great Millstone. Salutations to all the brothers and the few sisters out there unto the like foreigners from the seed of Abraham, Isaac, and Jacob. Shalom in the Hebrew, which means peace. I didn't even get to watch the whole video, but all I have to say is everything is a psyop. All right, everything's a psyop. Everything's a psyop. This is another thing called sleight of hand. So everybody's distracted by one thing, something else is happening. So I just caught a little bit of it. I didn't get to watch the whole thing, but if she's saying what she's saying is true. And something else that I saw through the spirit of Trump is ready to activate the Marines in case the National Guard can't do their job within sending them National Guard into the 50 states. Something major is about to go down. All right, something major is about to go down. So I'm gonna let it play. I'm gonna get scripture, but I think this is kind of important. She's saying what the first thing what she said is if it's saying it's true. Yeah, we hey man, how about you shot? You get kind of excited. That's all. I'm sorry. So I want let it play. Obviously, we do this. Brothers put this up for a reason, so you won't get flagged. But this is for educational purposes.
Wanted to make another quick update video. So I was talking to someone that works for a media organization, and they're like, "Why is no one covering what's happening with the banks right now and the repo market?" And I was like, "Well, if you cover that, it's going to immediately cause a run on the banks, and it is going to cause a decline in the stock market." But here is the seriousness of what is happening right now that I explained to this individual. So, as you have noticed, in 2 weeks, the banks have borrowed $50 billion in emergency liquidity that was not accessed anywhere near those levels last year. That right there is an indicator we have a serious issue. And then on top of that, if you...
I don't know if she's going to say it, but on top of that, the holiday season coming in, government shutdown, and no money's going to go back into the economy because of the simple fact is nobody's be able to shop. You have federal workers that's on the breadline because they're not getting paid. Something major is about to go down, and like I said, this is the thing that grabbed me. And let it play.
Look at the borrowing that was done by this, but today on the repo market, $8 billion of it was mortgage-backed securities versus trade.
In case you don't know what the repo, well, people can't pay back the loans. So that goes for housing, cars, you name it. People are not able to pay back anything because people are not making no money. It's a twofold thing with this whole SNAP benefit. Everybody's either happy, sad, whatever. There's a twofold to the situation. The one fold, obviously, for those that has been a long time coming, because women have become dependent on it. But the other fold is that is a chain reaction. All this is a chain reaction. All right. This is not going to be a one thing. One day this one happened and no, this is a major thing that's going down. Everything that's going down is major because nobody can afford nothing. Everybody got this attitude. Get a fucking job. Well, how can people get a job when all the techs all the businesses are moving from regular workers Salakia. I figured this was gonna happen. The damn mic. Yeah, how does everybody gonna get a job when everything that people been relying on, all these jobs, and people they're not even getting a guarantee that they're going to keep their jobs. People are getting laid off right and left, blue collar, white collar jobs. All right. In case you don't know why white collar is just people that dress nice and go to the office. They losing their jobs. Federal workers are losing their jobs. So, like I said, it's a twofold thing. And the majority of people that were getting the stamps were people that were working full time because they're not making enough money to pay off this heavy debt that they have. So this thing might really go down how we expect it. Everything's moving in motion. If the banks are doing these stunts, this shit's gonna go down. But
So I give you the pawn shop analogy. When you need to go get quick cash, a diamond ring is a treasury. That's like $100 bill, right? You give that as collateral and you get back cash. Mortgage-backed securities are garbage. It's a stack of IOUs on the backs of people's mortgages that aren't even being paid right now. So what you guys need to understand, billions and billions and billions of dollars of direct deposits, government funding to contractors, none of that is happening. So none of this liquidity is going into the banks. Worse yet, because a lot of individuals work for the government, work for the military, they cannot pay loans back. So they can't pay car loans, they can't pay credit cards.
and who wins? She said it, but who wins? Who's winning? The banks. Just like the whole pandemic, the banks never stopped. Matter of fact, the banks kept on saying, we want the money. Nothing stopped. They playing the same playbook, yo. It's crazy. They're playing the same playbook. And they knowing that, and this guy, Nero 47, he's not gonna tell the people what's really going on. He got the zombie followers to believe everything that he's doing is for the best interest of the country. So they have this stupid mindset that everything is good. It's more than good. We're going to be the richest country in the world. He's totally fucking the United States of America. Totally fucking it.
Can't pay mortgages. That's how banks get cash back. So if banks are not getting direct deposits from the government and no funding from any government source at this point in time, and they're not receiving paybacks on loans, and all that's happening is people are taking cash out. They're taking cash out of their various banks to cover rent, to cover mortgage, to cover car loans. That's why this November 1st date is so fucking dangerous, because car loans are due on the 1st. Mortgages are due on the 1st. Credit cards are due on the 1st. And so all the direct deposits that are not showing up from the federal government workers to contractors to any other agency that's not getting paid. I don't know about the military yet. I still don't know if they were able to come up with the $9 billion, but let's say that does.
They said word on the street about the military that a private billionaire is paying off the military. So basically saying they don't need, so militaries became privatary, which has always been. This shit is going down, yo. This is beautiful. Babylon the Great is going down. They are making moves in such a way that it's amazing to see how foolish these moves are. And all they're trying to do is introduce this new system. But even in that sense, a wise man would look and see, like, you already transitioned to the system in this transitional period with no security. There's no security in it. This thing is going down.
Didn't happen either. Now the banks are out billions and billions and billions of dollars, and they're not getting any loan repayments coming in. So what do I think's going to happen next week, and it clearly looks like the shutdown will go into next week. I think there might be very well a run on some of the smaller banks. I've heard reports, I don't know how true they are, but some individuals are having trouble, especially trying to get out large sums of cash. So a few individuals I've seen comments on just through the TikTok have said, they tried to take out a large deposit. Bank wouldn't grant that, wouldn't allow that to leave the bank. They didn't have it basically. So that's essentially what's happening when there's no cash, when there's no liquidity, the banks can't meet these withdrawals, and then we come to a standstill, and we have a run on the banks. And so what I think is going to happen next week, after November 1st, is SNAP benefits will end, and we will not have any of that money going into the banks, and we are going to potentially see a run on the grocery stores and a run on the banks, because people are not going to have SNAP benefits, people are not going to have paychecks to buy food, and then on top of that, banks aren't going to have money to meet withdrawals. So we'll see what happens next week, but there's no intention of reopening the government before November 1st.
Hey, it's going down. It's going down. One way or another, it's going to go down. The things is too. This crisis is too easy to not set in a new. Like Apostle Tahar has said, he believes that everything is a psyop for the same thing that UK did in the digital ID. So this winter could be that cold winter. All right, this winter could be that cold winter. Jeremiah, this was the scripture that popped into my mind. Jeremiah 51:8. Babylon is suddenly fallen and destroyed. Yeah, it may not feel like it's suddenly fallen, but it's being destroyed from within. All right. I did the show on it. This I forgot the channel, but he did a great breakdown of empires that fell down. They didn't fall because of outside forces. They fell because they fall from the inside. So Nero 47 has completely crippled this place. All right, and he wasn't the only one. I can't give him all the credit for it. This was a systematic demolition of the U.S. economy, the U.S. state, the laws, and so forth, because we are seeing the decay of America right before our eyes. Clearly, it says, it's fallen and destroyed. How for her? Take balm for her pain. What is a balm? Balm is medicine. And every time the bank F up the economy, there was always, what do you call that again? Shit again. Damn, they did it in 2008. They did it during the pandemic too. But they always a bailout, right? And the bank always get rescued. Now the bank needs the money from the people, from the personnel, and they're not going to receive it because nobody got nothing to give. So this is a bad investment period. And this is all part of the plan. All right. It says, take balm for her pain, if so be she may be healed. So there's no healing for this bitch. This is I believe in the Navy we had what? Alpha, Bravo, Charlie, and Delta. So Alpha, wood fire, Bravo, oil, Charlie, electrical fire, Delta, which is it's the same like oil, but basically I bring that up for a reason, because if a ship gets in fire by a Delta fire, you have to genocide that thing. There's nothing that can just take it out. All right. There's a triangular chart of the fires, and every fire has an element that can take it out. But when it comes to a Delta fire, there's nothing to take it out. So the Lord basically the same concept with today. There's elements that this cannot be healed. It's not meant to be healed. We would have healed Babylon, but she is not healed. Forsake her. So that's why you got to do it. We have to have that mindset. And the Lord prepared us long ago to forsake this place. So I say it's quite easy to just like let things go because the Lord's been preparing us. It says, and let everyone go to his own country, for her judgment have reached unto heaven and is lifted up even to the skies. Because why? The Lord's about to destroy America, thermonuclear destruction. But before he destroys it and wipe this place out, he's systematically destroying it from within. So with that being said, shalom to the elect of the nation of Israel. Shalom.